Welcome to part 2 of my favorite demos from Cerebral Puzzle Showcase for June of 2025. We have even more Sokoban, pointing and clicking and adventuring to do in today's video. We're beginning things with Beyond the Board. This is a chess adventure game. When lightning strikes your chessboard in the middle of the match, you and your pieces are transported to, the chess dimension, in what becomes the most lengthiest and most action-filled chess match in history. Our gameplay here will revolve around you exploring the strange dimension using your pieces to solve puzzles and fight off the opposing team. The general idea is that each piece will obviously move in accordance to its chess counterpart, and you'll use this in order to solve puzzles and try and checkmate the different pieces. Now, the controls do feel a little bit weird in places. You see, everything moves basically on each move of your chess piece. So if you move your mouse just a little bit out of the way, you can click on the wrong piece of the board and completely ruin the puzzle. Now, there are secrets to uncover. There are surprisingly boss fights in this game, because nothing could add more to chess than giving the king the option of having a death beam attacks, which would make real chess a lot more lively. This one is definitely going for just the sheer spectacle of, the dark souls of chess. And I recommend checking this one out, and I'm really curious to see just how far they're going to go with this concept in the main game. We now switch over to The House of Tesla. This is the sequel to the House of Da Vinci series, which is essentially escape room kind of puzzle design. So we are in a house, and we of course have amnesia. In order to uncover why we're here and what's going on, we're going to have to escape from a lot of rooms and solve a lot of puzzles. If you're unfamiliar with the series, it kind of borrows similar elements of that of The Room. That each level you're in an enclosed space, there are puzzles, collectibles, and hidden things all around for you to uncover, and you must solve all the puzzles in the area in order to move on to the next area with even more puzzles. The game will of course give you some unusual tools that you can use, such as being able to detect electromagnetic currents that you can redirect for specific puzzles. And of course, there'll be lots of little puzzle boxes to open and uncover as well. My main issue with this one is that it's a little bit hard to spot interactables. This is one of those series where that one little corner of a desk could be slightly a different color, and that's the entire clue to tell you to go over here and interact with something in order to move things along. There is of course a hidden system to help you, and it's a very charming entry. If you're not a fan of the escape room style puzzle design, this game is probably not going to work for you. But if you're in the mood for some good old room taking apart, I would at least give this demo a try. We now go to Panik. This is a kind of sliding character puzzle. You are trying to get these little panic creatures onto the specific tiles. The consideration here is that they have different rules for how they move and where they are in relation to the other characters. If there is not a character next to them, they will become scared and, panic, and will not be able to be controlled. And you'll need to make use of them in order to solve different puzzles. As the game goes on, different hats will be introduced that give you different rules for how things go. There'll be secrets to uncover, and I'm sure a lot more little panic creatures to move around. I found this one to be on the charming side, and curious to see how far they'll go in terms of the complexity of the different character or hat interactions. So this one definitely comes as a recommendation if you're looking for a little bit of a people moving to go with your puzzle solving. We now switch to Trifolium. This is a kind of Snake meets open world puzzle solving. You play a giraffe, which probably has the longest neck of all giraffes ever made, and they are exploring a very strange world. Our mechanics here is that your head will of course go forward in any direction that you choose. You can only go where there's no space. You can't like bump into your own body. But you can hit these kinds of markers on the ground that will launch your head up. That you can then use to kind of move along your own body or create your own gap in where your body is in order to get around the different areas. So this one gets very, I guess, a neck twisty as it goes along. The kind of interesting aspect of it is that you'll have the world being kind of its own set of puzzles. So exploring in one area may require you to then kind of use where you were in order to solve like the major puzzle of the area itself. And the game will allow you to kind of replay rooms you've already solved if it means trying to get that one piece that you missed earlier. Now, do not let the adorable graphics fool you. This one gets very, I guess, a neck twisty as it goes along. My main issue with this one with the difficulty is that the hint system is not the best in terms of helping the player. When you get stuck, the hints will basically give you like a smaller puzzle that's supposed to kind of clue you in to the rules of the major puzzle of the room. If that hint is not the part that you're stuck on, then it doesn't quite help you in terms of figuring out why you are stumped in this specific area. This one, as I said, is definitely going for more on the complicated side. So if you are a fan of kind of like the Snake style of puzzle design and looking for a very involved and interesting take on it, I would definitely give this one a try. We're getting even more twisty for our next game with Compress Space. This is a puzzle game where the idea is that you can compress space either horizontally or vertically, allowing you to shorten gaps, remove the floors and the ceilings, and try to get from point A to point B in the process. The considerations or limitations are that you cannot compress your own character, and glitches stop you, and that's the kind of like purple lines that you see, from compressing things further. So you must move around trying to get to the different puzzles and not fall and repeat things. I like the art style of this one. This one can also be on the challenging side. My main issue with it is that there does not appear to be an undo feature. So if you mess up a jump, or you didn't quite get the spacing right, you can be forced to restart the entire puzzle over again. And this can lead to some unnecessary additional time added to things. Still, this is another one that's going to be on the challenging side for sure. So if you like some kind of spatial destruction with your puzzle solving, then give this one a try. We now switch over to Map, a game about maps. That is not my descriptor there, that's the actual title. This is a cartography challenging game, where you play a group of friends trying to uncover mysterious treasure among an island chain, and to do that, you're going to have to map your way to victory. The puzzle design here is about figuring out the placement of various objects and important points of interest in each island. Doing so will kind of uncover the clues that you need to then move forward and find like your next thing. The game will grade you on how close or how precise you are to where you're placing your various pins. And there are bonus challenges to uncover with finding buried treasure using the clues that you put on the map, as well as the clues in the area to solve. It's a very original and charming game. My main issue with it is that what makes it so challenging is also what can make it frustrating. You see, you have no kind of top-down view of the map. You also don't start with a compass, so you're kind of navigating very blindly in terms of figuring out where things are. And while you do eventually get the compass, it's one of those games where the kind of like clunkiness of the interactions is the whole point of the game itself. Like if I could just look at a top-down view of the area, it would be far easier to deduce. But then of course that would kind of ruin the puzzle solving. As another thing, I think the game definitely needs to give you a little bit more awareness as to what it is that you're trying to seek. So you'll get a clue like, find the misshapen block on the west side of the north tower behind the south corner of a castle. And that doesn't quite help you. You have no idea what it is you're even looking for. And since all of the clues are predicated on you making correct marks on your map, it can lead to things becoming even more confusing when you're not quite sure where it is you're trying to go. So this one definitely gets points for being very original, and as I said, you're either going to really love this one or you're going to be very frustrated by it. But if you're a fan of cartography, then you definitely want to give this one a try. We now switch to Spooky Express. This is another train style game that we're covering for Cerebral Puzzle Showcase. You are, well, the Spooky Express, and it's your job to move all manner of creepy ghouls and other creatures to their respective homes, as also making sure to deliver everyone else into the next station itself. So the puzzle solving here is that characters will enter your train via the cart on the back. So you'll need to position your train accordingly so that they'll hit the important parts and leave you with enough track that will allow you to then get to the exit. There does not appear to be bonus challenges in this one. Each creature will have kind of their own home you're supposed to go to. It's hard to tell the moment where the devil is going to go. Whether it will kind of stay more on the moderate side, or will it get very brain melty with different characters, different rules, etc, etc. I found the thing to be quite charming to play, and if you're looking for another kind of, again, line placement or track placement puzzle game, then give this one a try. We now switch over to You Are the Code. This is a kind of pseudo-programming or understanding programming logic puzzle game, which, looking at the footage now, I just realized that my camera blocked off a lot of the important elements of it. So, to explain what's going on, you are trapped in your computer. In order to get out, you must input or output various information that will then earn you coins and gems, in which you can then use in order to move further down your computer, in order to figure out why you're trapped in there, and deal with all the nasty bugs that are in your programs. So the puzzles themselves all are built around using kind of the computer logic to solve the puzzles. Now, this is not a game about programming, which is very important to say here. You don't need to understand any kind of computer engines or programming languages to do this one. It's basically very simple as to just figuring out what the output is and then doing it. The kind of challenge is that every time you move up or down a line, the bugs will eat a kind of bite of code. But of course, it's going to be used to your advantage as well. I found this one to be quite charming to play, and it has a very different hook to it compared to, again, some of the ones we play that's just about straight programming. So if you're looking for a little, bug solving with your puzzle solving, then I would give this one a play. And for the last game of our showcase today, it is the Seance of Blake Manor. This is a investigation adventure game. You have gone to Blake Manor as a important woman has gone missing. She checked into the hotel, but she has not checked out. Who has kidnapped her or has murdered her? What is happening in this place? It's going to be up to you to deduce this one day, or I should say 1 hour at a time. The rules here kind of follow a kind of time-based adventure game. As you explore each area, time will move forward. Each hour will kind of change the placement of the different characters, different events will happen, etc, etc. And it's up to you to figure out what is the right place and the right time to uncover the different clues you need to break this mystery wide open. You'll have to do some deductions as well based on the clues and the suspects you figure out. And there's a lot going on here. Now, the demo hints at some of the supernatural things happening behind the scenes, but it's hard to tell if that will be a factor in the actual adventure or the investigation itself. My one issue that I have with this game is that because anytime you interact with an object, it moves time forward, you can run into a situation where you forget which things you've clicked on and you're wasting unnecessary minutes doing that. And with this kind of design, it's hard to tell again, like, how far they're going to go with it. Now, if you're looking at the footage and thinking that this is going to turn to another Blueprints in terms of like a meta-narrative or meta-puzzle, I don't think the game is going to go that far. But it could turn to a very interesting investigation nonetheless. So another game where I'm very curious to see how far it's going to go in terms of having you put on your sleuthing hat. So if you're in the mood for a good mystery, then definitely give this one a play. And with that, we are done with another showcase. We have one more night to get to for Cerebral Puzzle. You'll find links to all the games down below. Once again, let me know what some of your favorites were from the event, and I will see everyone for our next part, and for even more indie demos real soon. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed the video, do the YouTubing stuff, be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and if you're interested in more in my thoughts on design, check out my game design books.